when you have the tag firing on your site and you launch PMAX, PMAX says, okay, well, who's on the site right now looking at products? That's the first thing it does. It gets it from Ecom Product ID. That's how it's visible. That's how PMAX knows what's going on. Or if there's no traffic at all, PMAX says, okay, I'm going to go prospect. I'm going to go find people. When it gets an ad click from a person and sends them to the site, that Ecom Product ID is telling Google this is what they did. And so that is basically a learning engine. If that is not available, PMAX is just going to get clicks and then wait for conversions. It's going to miss all of the journey on the inside.
Let's talk about, maybe before we get to the questions here, like some of the interesting scenarios that you've seen this week in sales calls and how different Google strategies, like we were just talking about this before we started recording. It's like where, like in your brain, like when you see a specific thing, how do you kind of channel it in one way or another way or another way? Like what, what kind of goes on in there, in that cranium, like that overly caffeinated cranium of yours?
Right. overly caffeinated and overly salted.
Oh my gosh. God, everything. I'm drinking my gym weed today. I need some electrolytes.
I've got my water now.
Yeah.
But so it's always reverse engineered based on the goal. And it's usually unique each time. So sometimes if you have a product that is, or a service, like we had a SaaS company today.
So that's the first thing you ask is the goal. Like I've noticed this is a trend.
Two things, always two things, starting with what pain point have you been, what's the goal that your company's looking to achieve and what pain points have you experienced thus far? Those are the two things that will tell me everything I need to know to kind of reverse engineer strategy.
Okay.
And it's sometimes as, vague as in, well, I just need to, start to grow. And it's also sometimes very specific as in,
I need more trials.
Just trials. Don't worry.
Just trials. It doesn't matter how they come there.
Don't worry. We'll deal with your measurement later.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other part is like,
inside joke there.
Right. The other part was more of like, hey, we have to be extremely niche and targeted because we have a subset of a large industry that we're going to have to use video in order to show to our, top line bosses that the money that I'm fronting personally as an investor in this company is worthwhile, that they should also invest too. Like, I mean,
let's get specific on this. I know which one you're talking about here, but why did you go down that road? Or maybe give the listeners and the viewers here, mostly viewers, I assume, because this is video. Like, what's the business?
You
don't have to say who it is.
Yeah, they have an algorithm that does basically crypto day trading for you.
Okay. And algorithm that does crypto day trading for you. And their goal is
to book two $250,000 consults a month. $50,000 to $250,000 paid consults a month, along with new freemium to LTV user acquisition using majority outbound campaign types that have to go to a very specific niche that is outside of the majority investors, like the people who buy and hold stocks or do bonds or ETFs and that kind of stuff.
So probably accredited investors is what I'm guessing at this point, like high
younger generation crypto traders.
Oh, okay.
It's a crypto one. So usually the accredited aren't in crypto.
Good
and
point.
The people that are younger that are using Robinhood aren't going to be able to use this because you have to change brokerage firms.
Okay. So we're talking like super, like this is ultra niche.
Yeah.
This is not your, like, I would just want to sell more stuff on my e-commerce site.
Right.
It's kind of relatively straightforward. Okay. So take us through like, all right. So now we have, this is highly nichified.
Yep.
So where does it go from there?
Yep. So the first thing I asked was, If it's going to be outbound, we're not going to be doing inbound search. I would agree. A new product, new industry, new awareness. We're not doing things that are inbound. It's got to be pure outbound. We're going to start with YouTube first, just because they had bad taste in their mouth off of Meta. It was too broad. I agreed, because if you're in the investment space, you got to buy the haystack to find the needle. So what we did is I started asking a series of questions as to if you're going to be attracting a target audience today, what websites are they going to? What apps are they using? Mm-hmm. One of the apps that they use and some websites that they visit, actually, it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to go into assets, do a custom segment. This one right here.
Coinbase.
This one. Yep. Coinbase, the app.
Coinbase, the app. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All the people that can use this new are there.
Where does your ICP hang out right now? And or what apps do they use is like the first question. Mm-hmm. After we got like, obviously super niche, the goal is it's pretty big. Like that's 2 of these consults per month. Like you hit that, you're crushing it.
Mm-hmm. Because they hit that, it pays for everything at scale. That's a nice to have.
Okay. But is there an in-between conversion between that and like that's the end goal? What was before it in the funnel though, I guess? Or have they
getting users to the they have a funnel, they have a freemium, they have a subscription, they have email. Right now they've been building it off of just hopping into podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've just been getting the word out on podcasts and it's been growing there. Yeah, okay. They make I think they have something like, I don't want to use their numbers, but their revenue right now is in the millions annually. Okay. Just off of podcasts.
So obviously a successful product, a successful service, a successful offer. Mm-hmm. So it's proven to a certain degree. So it's not like you're going into it completely blind. All right. Mm-hmm. So super niche. We've got some success. You need people to be aware of this.
Yep. Really. And you need the pockets to be aware. So the podcasts that they go on are like, crypto day trading now today.com. Like that's like they're there. So
you're going to get like my son who has no money. And then you're going to get like guys that have been, in their mid 20s. Look, I know a guy with a Lamborghini that just like trades all day, got lucky. Like you get those guys too. Actually, he's a really hard worker too. The point is like, you're going to get everybody, you're going to cast the net wide. But the focus is just on this very, very specific niche. So your methodology is go broad, find out where they're at, right? What apps?
Well, it's almost go niche. So like we're gonna go niche to where they're at. Like they're gonna be typing things into Google where it's like crypto day trading tips, crypto candle read, crypto, and because what we want them to do is they're figuring out how to do like day trading and swing trades on cryptos, but they are in the learning phase, or they're like looking for a level up of like the advanced techniques. And they're going to come in and say for $99 per month, I'm just going to use that as a number because it's close to it. For $199 or $99 a month, we can do this all for you. And you just open this account, you dump it in, you hit go, and you watch your money grow.
Okay. By me saying broad, like going to the Coinbase app is that's a broad target.
I thought you were saying like investors, like that kind of thing.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess technically that's super broad, but I mean, Coinbase app is still pretty broad, but within that Coinbase app, you might have 1% or less that might qualify for this, is my guess.
Well, that's the thing too, is we're bridging the gap between someone coming and paying $50,000 and someone coming and paying $100. And we have a limited time to make this work. If we can start to grow that and we get onesie twosies that come in, we're home run. But we have to be either really efficient on 99, or we need at least 1 or 2 of these sharks to come in to pay for everything.
Got it.
So
we had another call. We had another call this week, actually, in a very similar way, where they hadn't fully formulated it, but the end goal was sort of a $15,000 training, and we were trying to figure out what's your $99 offer.
Right? Exactly.
It's kind of the same. Yep. So, like what we're talking about here is you're trying to figure out where they hang out. Who's your ICP? What's your goal? How do I get there? How do I qualify them? How do I use Google Ads? How do I potentially use that and Meta together in order to reach the goal? Am I safe in assuming that?
Yep, exactly.
And so the recommendation was create a lower priced offer, or no? This is what I don't know about, by the way. This is
For this one here.
For this one here.
Yeah. So the actual one we're going to do is we're still going to offer the core SaaS tool, the service.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is going to be our primary. And what we're going to be doing is we have a form with hidden form fields so we can track UTM parameters. And then that form is going to be dynamic on a radial drop down. And it's also then going to pop it Calendly. So what it means is that you're going to say, thank you for signing up for the program. What amount of value do you have in your brokerage firm? Because they're looking to sign up to test this thing. If they make it over a specific threshold, they actually are prompted on the Calendly to talk to the brokerage specialist because they're a unique case. And that's where they get their sales call.
Got it. So you might have multiple variations of that form fill, but maybe one or two combinations would actually send them to a scheduler to go to a salesperson because you've pre-qualified them.
Yep. And right now what they do is they basically have it where if they click like get a demo versus like sign up, the get a demo goes to a guy and he just treats it as every sales call. The people that just sign up, they just let it go. And I said, well, what if we packaged everybody in here? Because you have people that may want a demo that need to talk to sales. So pre-qualify them in the ranges. Like how much in your brokerage? 0 to 100 grand, 100 to $1 million. Oh, you got to talk to Bob.
Got it.
So they're pre-qualifying off of larger chunks. And then they're going to be drafted one way or the other so that we can, and they're already taking those console calls and they're selling them. They're already doing it now. Like this is not would anybody buy it for 50 grand? Like, no, we have one guy in the office that just keeps doing it. He's like, I want more of them. He's like, I'm willing to even fund this to get more of them for myself. So like, cool. That sounds great.
And the ones that don't qualify for the sales call or don't automatically go to the scheduler, what do they do with those? Do they send them off to affiliates? Do they have lower price products?
Oh no,
they're monetization.
Yeah, they're signing up for the $99 service. But if the right person tries to sign up for $99 service, they're diverted to sales.
Got it.
So if you don't qualify for sales, go ahead and sign up. If you do qualify for sales, go ahead and sign up with Bob.
In my opinion, this is as important, if not more important, than a lot of the stuff that we discuss here. We talk about the tactics once we get to that point, but we're actually talking about like an entire business and how you actually monetize it through digital. Through digital advertising, through ads, obviously through Google. And that's sort of where it all starts. But to anyone who's listening, I know you're all listening here and watching, is that it begins with asking about the ideal customer, really, and what the end goal is. And like, then it kind of drills down from there. Where do they hang out? All of these sorts of things. And this is how you actually really sort of understand how to get results for clients if you don't begin with the end in mind.
Right. Yeah. If you don't know where you define them and where you're going to put them, channels later. Like,
channel.
Yeah. It's like before you say what type of what ad campaign am I going to run, you have to first ask where are they and who are they and
where
do they even exist?